So, what are some ways that we can lean into surrendering from trying to control? Because that's like the over planner in me. How do we surrender?
How do we surrender? So, first, I want to ask you, do you have Virgo placement?
I don't.
I have Virgo placements and I'm a
Yeah.
planner to the max. Kind of incorporating astrology, my North Node is in Pisces in the eighth house, which means that my soul came here to learn how to surrender. So even though this is one of the hardest things I have to do in this life, to your point earlier, it's also something that I'm gaining mastery in because it's so hard for me. And I have to consistently show up for it every single day and consistently remind myself to let go every single day. So I think that's the first thing. You know, if you are someone who has a hard time letting go of control, it's a practice. Surrender is a practice. It's something you show up for and commit to every single day, multiple times a day sometimes. So that would be the first thing. After that, I would encourage people to think about your relationship with God, source, oneness, totality, right? And understand that we in this human body, we are limited by the human body, right? We are pieces of God. I definitely believe that. And we're connected to God, but we're still human. And there's certain things that we just cannot see or do. And so that's why it's important to understand the relationship that you have with the supreme being, because you understand then that it's not all on you. And that even if it was all on you, you wouldn't be able to do it as well as God, universe could do it. So it's realizing that there is a being that has your best interest at heart, that has access and knowledge and a view of everything you can't even conceive of. And that being wants what's best for you, wants you to thrive. So why not just say, okay, I trust the plan that you have for me. I trust the plan that my soul decided before I got here that I can't remember right now. I trust the flow of life. That was a big turning point for me. Number 3 would be this idea that everything that we desire, this is, we hear it all the time, it's already within us. I think adding on to that, what helped me really understand that more was, again, adding in the God universe piece, is that it's already in us because it's supplied to us through God universe, right? So to me, again, it's taking the reliance of everything off of myself and understanding that I actually don't have to do anything. I just connect, trust that connection, let it pour through me, and then I will be moved into the spaces that I need to be in or whatever actions I might need to take from that point.
Okay. Can you call me every morning and remind me this?
Yeah. I got to record it and play it for myself, honestly.
Yeah, I need that. I think that plays into something that I'm really deeply going through now is I started having these visions in the beginning of my spiritual awakening, and they come and they go and they come and they go. And so I've been slowly working towards this project that is in my mind huge, and I know it's meant for me. I feel it. I see it. What do I do? And that's where I'm at right now. I pull cards on it. I ask questions, and it's all signs are pointing me toward these visions. It's not up to me to figure out the how. What is this miracle that needs to come in for this to happen? I don't know these answers, but the inner control freak in me just wants to know, like, am I looking for a person? Am I looking for an experience? I'm not sure. But more recently is like, I know that there's pieces to the puzzle. And so when I feel that there's a piece, I'm going to take it. I'm going to lock it in. I'm going to put it on this vision and I'm going to keep going towards it. And that when it's time for the universe to show me the next piece, it's up to me to surrender. I need to kind of let go of that. Some days I'm like, I got it. And other
Right.
days I'm like, what? Do I need to have a reading with someone? What do I need to do for the next piece? That's kind of where I'm at. Is one of the cards I keep pulling is shaman.
Mm.
Okay, so that's ancient wisdom. Is that something within me I need to find? Or is that where I need to externally find and someone help me through it? I don't know. Do you have any advice for me having that
Yes.
come up? Okay.
As you said that, I'm like, oh, so first, as someone who relates to this a lot, and I can't say your journey will be just like mine, but knowing the way that, spirit universe works, you will be going through that cycle until you fully let go of the control freak. So you're going to be, oh, I'm good. I'm surrendered. Oh my God, what am I going to do? Over and over again until it's finally like, all right, I give up. I'm surrendering. So that's the first thing, is just enjoy the cycle. And then number 2, the shaman card, you said, is this something I need to find, or is this something within me? It's definitely something within you. So when I think of shaman energy, I think of someone who is skilled at traversing the other realms, right? The unseen. So I feel like that shaman card is telling you that the reason you feel like, what should I do? Searching is because there is something you're meant to find, but you're searching in the wrong places outside of yourself, and you're meant to search within.
Okay. I mean, that makes sense. I've been pulling cards for years, but for some reason, I'm like, what messages do you have for me today? And I got really specific in the question this week, and it's been mind blowing. It's just like, oh, I just needed to ask the right questions.
Mm.
But it's also, I've been dreaming more, that these visions in my dreams are kind of coinciding. And so surrendering, I just need to put like a big poster up, like surrender, and hope that kind of allows me to break that cycle. Because I tell people, like, you're going to keep dealing with it until you decide to get off.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping today is the day where I'm like, I got it. I'm out.
It could be today. It could be today. And something I want to add to that also is that, when you are in that surrender mode, you end up in the flow. You find the flow. And, you start to experience spiritual breadcrumbs where you really can just sit back and enjoy your life. And then, like, I don't know, you read this magazine article and you're like, oh, and it sparks something. And then you see a TikTok and it sparks something. And then you talk to someone, you're like, oh my goodness. And you just let the events of your life just happen and realize that your spirit team is always speaking to you if you're ready and willing to see it. So they're guiding you like every step of the way.
I think right now I put too much weight into TikTok because sometimes it's crazy how many signs and whatnot come through. Like there was one where I feel this connection to my dad and he's passed away. And I feel like if these dreams, these visions I'm having, like I know he's behind it. Like I feel it. And I'm going through this moment and there was one where I was like, okay, TikTok got really weird for me last week. The algorithm, it did not know who I was. Like we got like a very big disconnect. But then out of nowhere, there was this video where a Coca-Cola truck like drove by and he worked at Coca-Cola for the first 15 years of my life. And I was like, okay, why am I searching so much for these things outside of me when I can really have this power? And it's weird. It was like, as soon as I realized I had the power, I had the questions, I had the answers, and that I kind of took a step back and then I took a little break from TikTok and I came back. It like was like, there you are. Okay, now we can get back to the positive ratings and the uplifting content that felt big. And I do believe in that. And when you're in that flow state, like there is no better high. I don't want to call it a high, but it is truly such a good feeling. And it's like, I want to live in that all the time. I hate when I get disconnected with that. And so finding those practices to bring me back.
Always coming back over and over. Yeah.
Welcome to Floductivity, the channel that guides you on a transformative journey towards spiritual wisdom, self-development, and healing practices, all aimed at elevating your intuition and aligning you with your soul's purpose. I'm your host, Kara Dempsey, and I'm thrilled to have you joining me today as we learn together.